A lot of people assume you need really expensive leather before you can start making anything good. And honestly, I get why. You watch someone make a beautiful wallet out of premium Italian leather. Everything cuts perfectly, the edges look amazing, and it's easy to assume the leather is what made the project look so good. But the truth is, expensive leather will not fix bad cuts, crooked stitching, uneven edges, or a design that doesn't work. And depending on what you buy, expensive leather can actually make the process more stressful because now you're afraid to mess it up. So, no, you don't need expensive leather to get started, but that also does not mean you should buy the absolute cheapest leather that you can find. There is a middle ground, and that's what I want to help you find. When you're learning the process, the main thing you want from your leather is consistency. You want something that cuts fairly clean, holds its shape, and is not so stretchy that every piece changes shape while you're working with it. That's why I normally would not recommend starting with a random bag of thin, soft upholstery scraps. Those scraps might be inexpensive, but they can be difficult to cut, difficult to punch, and frustrating to stitch. Then it can feel like your technique is the problem when you may just be using the wrong material for the project. For a simple first project like a card holder, keychain, or small wallet, I would look for a reasonably firm leather from a reputable supplier. It doesn't have to come from the most expensive tannery in the world. You just want to know what type of leather it is, how thick it is, and whether it's appropriate for the project you're trying to make. That information is much more important than the price tag. Thickness is where a lot of people accidentally get themselves into trouble. Leather is commonly measured in ounces, and 1 ounce is roughly 1/64th of an inch thick. You don't need to memorize that. What matters is understanding that heavier leather is not automatically better. For something like a wallet pocket, leather around 1 to 3 ounces can work well, depending on the design. For interior panels, you may use something closer to 3 to 5 ounces. But if you build every layer out of thick leather, that slim wallet you imagined can quickly turn into something that feels like a brick. This is why I would also not recommend buying an entire hide right away. You may not know what thickness, temper, or finish you actually enjoy working with yet. Instead, look for smaller panels, remnants, offcuts, or bundles that are clearly labeled. That gives you enough material to practice without making one mistake feel like it cost you $50. And mistakes are going to happen. You're going to cut something slightly too short. You're going to punch a stitch hole at an angle. You might apply too much glue or sand and edge unevenly. That's just part of learning the craft. Practicing on reasonably priced leather gives you room to make those mistakes, fix them, and try again. Now, there is a difference between inexpensive leather and bad leather. Inexpensive leather can still be consistent, usable, and great to work with. Bad leather is leather that fights you through the entire project. It might be excessively stretchy, have an inconsistent thickness, crack when folded, or have finish that starts peeling off. The goal is not to find the cheapest possible piece. The goal is to find leather that lets you focus on learning the process. Once you're cutting, stitching, edge finishing, and pattern alignment improve, premium leather starts making more sense. At that point, you understand the material better, you waste less of it, and you can actually take advantage of the qualities that you're paying for. Premium leather may have a more consistent grain, a better feel, richer color, cleaner finishing, or an aging process that gives the finished item more character. Those things matter. They just are not a substitute for learning the fundamentals. So here is what I would recommend. Pick one simple project. Find a smaller piece or panel of appropriately thick leather from a supplier that clearly describes what it is. Buy enough to make the project at least twice. Use the first attempt to learn the process, and use the second one to correct everything that bothered you the first time. The second project will probably teach you more than spending extra money on premium leather ever could. And once you can make something cleanly with affordable leather, imagine what you'll be able to do when you eventually upgrade. I am curious though, what's the first leather project that you want to make? Leave it in the comments because I may turn some of those most common answers into future tutorials. And if you're trying to learn leathercraft without wasting money on tools and materials you don't need, subscribe. I have plenty more leathercraft videos coming. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.